last week I was visiting a member of my synagogue who was in the hospital. And it's a big hospital in downtown Chicago, and it was a difficult visit. Person is in pretty bad shape and actually getting ready for a stem cell transplant, and it was very moving. And as I was going down the elevator after the visit, the elevator was stopping on every floor. And after the first three floors, I was getting really annoyed. I was kind of in a rush. My parking meter, I think, was running low, and I was getting annoyed. And then I caught myself. I realized how lucky I am to be breathing, to be walking, to have the freedom to go up and visit that person. And being in that hospital and saying those prayers of gratitude, of appreciation, was deeply moving to me. And I felt better, actually, as the last stop happened on the first floor. After stopping on virtually every floor from the 18th floor down, I was actually happier because of those prayers of gratitude. In Hebrew, the word is hoda'ah, to give thanks. And it's a core Jewish value that we're studying this month. And let's step back and actually, what is gratitude? It's being thankful. It's expressing appreciation for the world around us. And who are we thankful for? Well, we're thankful to the people who gave us life, our parents or those who raised us. Literally, we should try to look for people to be thankful for. One of the practices I have is every morning I write down 3 things I'm thankful for. It's not a stretch to come up with them. But when we actually identify and express thanks, we are in the look. We now look for more ways to be grateful. There is a famous psychologist. He teaches still at the University of Pennsylvania named Martin Seligman. And he did a study in which over 8 weeks, people were asked to write down 3 things they're thankful for each day, once in the morning and once in the evening. And he had the group that did that, and then he had a group that did nothing. He found that the people in the group that wrote down 3 things they're thankful for in the morning and the evening were 40% happier after 8 weeks. And that effect persisted over time. And gratitude is actually a deeply religious virtue. It comes from a recognition that the life that we have, the fact that we're breathing, we can eat, we have shelter, that's not something we're entitled to. That's something that's a gift. Now, we would say within the Jewish tradition that it's a gift from God. God created the world. God gave us life. God gave us the people around us. God gave us our tradition. But you don't even have to say that it's God. It could simply be the gift that our parents gave us, the gift that the people who are raising us gave us, the gift that our schools, our communities give us. We're surrounded by gifts. And to recognize that, to not see it as something that, well, I'm born, so I'm entitled to all of this, but to recognize that it is a gift, that's in a way an act of faith. We're taking a perspective. We're seeing a gift, because when we're grateful for what we have, we're not always thinking about what we don't have or what we desire. We live in a society that's always pushing us to want more. Get the latest iPhone, get the latest model of a car, get the latest computer. And that's capitalism. That's okay. That constantly pushes us to improve. But it's not a great recipe for happiness, because we're always wanting more. When we're grateful for what we have, we take meaning, we take pleasure in it. We recognize that our satisfaction doesn't come from getting more. Our satisfaction comes from appreciating what we have. It's in a way unwrapping the present that's already standing in front of us. And we all have those. And in Jewish tradition, there are several ways we express thanks. One of them is simply saying a blessing before we eat and a blessing after we eat. It's saying we don't take this food for granted. Another way is giving thanks to our teachers. There's a prayer called the Chatzi Kaddish, and then there's the Mourner's Kaddish. But the Kaddish prayer actually originated as a way of giving thanks to a rabbinic teacher. That after a teacher would finish their lesson, the students would rise up and say the Kaddish. It was called the Rabbinic Kaddish then. So we can give thanks for our teachers, the words we say. Perhaps simply smiling at somebody if they say something kind to you or saying something kind to somebody else, that's expressing gratitude, saying thank you. Even just those 2 words, when we mean it, we can tell. It's simply a gift that we give to the other person and a gift we give to ourselves.